Hello and welcome to Creative Lounge. My name is Ahmed Mohammed Bello, and with me here is a very renowned artist who is an art historian, and she has a very unique style of abstract and near naturalism. She goes by the name Maryam Maigida, and she is the president of Female Association of Nigerian Artists.
Female Artists Association of Nigeria.
Okay, my bad.
It's okay.
Yes, you're welcome to Creative Lounge,
Thank you so much.
and it's good to have you. You look beautiful,
Thank you.
and your paintings are very beautiful too.
I appreciate.
Yeah. So, as the president of this association,
Yeah.
you are in the forefront of things. Can you share with us some of the challenges, female artists face in the art scene?
Okay, so first of all, being a woman practicing art,
Yeah.
and art has generally been perceived as a male-dominated field. So it's perceived like women who practice art are just doing it part-time, and it's not something they pursue as a full-time career. So that's a perspective that people usually have misconceptions about. But there are a lot of women that have advanced in this art world. Apart from that, the most challenge a woman faces in the art world is her being a mother, a sister, a daughter, and then being responsible for her art. Practicing art, you need lots of emotions to pour out into your canvas. And then for a woman, she has to digress and put some of that emotions to her family or the other job she has or any part of her life. But then at the same time, she puts all into her canvas. So it's not easy being that and an artist, because art takes a lot of your emotions. Apart from that, it's difficult for some women to navigate the art world because they feel they might be taken for granted or they won't be taken serious, or some people might use the opportunity to exploit them being a woman and generally fragile and would like to excel in the career. So they tend to hold back and not giving their all until the opportunity comes to them. They don't really go to get it. They don't force it on people to see what they do. And lastly, what I'll say is, I think people think men are better in painting. I just feel, since when I was young, I just feel people perceive men are better in painting.
Okay.
But there are women that are extremely good in painting, that have even invented, not even talking about, there are women that invented stuff. There are women that invented new style and techniques, art movements. But they are not giving that credit because it's a male-dominated society. But I think it's really advancing, and we are working very hard towards changing those narratives.
Okay. Where do you see the landscape, evolving in the near future for female artists?
Most importantly, I see a lot of women from every part of Nigeria, including northern Nigeria, which art is not part of their norms. I see a lot of women from there advancing in art and taking it as a professional course.
Okay.
I think it's going to be not just from the junior level, from just our secondary school, primary doing art. It's going to be taken so seriously, and it might be in most of our universities, because only few universities here have the art as a professional course. I think the more women are into it, the more the society will see the eye and purpose of making it more professional and in most of our educational systems. Apart from that, it's going to create a huge financial benefit and boost the economy, because of course, if a woman excels in something, it's not just her, she trains the other one, she benefits the society.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what I felt.
Okay. Can you share with us a pivotal moment, that transformed your mindset towards art?
Okay. In my 300 level,
Okay.
that was when I started practicing painting more, because I usually used to be scared of painting. But then we had a class, in art history class, and they were talking about female artists, like renowned female artists, and they spoke about only one female artist from the north, Hajiya Kaltume. They said she was the only renowned female artist from the north. And at that time in class, I said, I want to be the next renowned female artist
And that's what you're doing
in northern Nigeria. And I think I've gotten to that level for you. So I didn't push myself to be, but I just continue practicing my career wholeheartedly with so much passion, and also the need to create change in the hearts of people. Like make them see the art, make them see the benefit, how it influences the society, how it brings positivity, change, not just aesthetics. And then seeing it as something that is beneficial to not just financially, but your soul. I'm a happy person, and what makes me happy is my art. So that moment, making change, being a role model, and also benefiting the society.
You know, artists are said to draw inspirations from different places.
Yeah.
Where do you draw your own inspirations from? Looking at the kind of works you do, you know, you are very lavish with paint and you're very lavish with colors.
Yeah.
You know, where do you draw your inspirations from?
I happen to be a really emotional person.
Okay.
And in most of my paintings, I use a lot of colors. Those colors I use are like an outburst of what comes from my heart. That outburst is about positivity in the society.
Okay.
I use so many vibrant colors, and whatever I represent is to create change. For instance, I recently developed a style of Ajami writing manuscript.
Okay.
It's because I want to see a change in the educational system of the Almajiri children, whom are perceived to not have knowledge.
Yeah.
But the knowledge they are perceived not to have in regards to English, and that's not their mother tongue. They know how to read the Arabic Hausa manuscript. If their language is, if everything in English was translated in Ajami, they'll be able to read it. Or if we are all gathered in this same place and there's a writing in Ajami, which we all don't know, and Almajiri child is more educated than all of us there because he can read this. And if it was a, what do I call it? Let's say a trap box.
Yeah.
So the Almajiri child is going to save us. So I want to advocate for education, which is why I am using the Ajami writing manuscript on my painting. Yeah. Apart from that, I tend to take like sceneries from like busy market scenes, or just a corner of a house, or a keke na pep rider, just to show a symbolism of the masses in the country who are going through some kind of like the less privileged in the society. And that outburst of colors is for us to recognize them, always do well by them, and possibly have a better living for them. Like I'm advocating for them, like not just me, but everyone in the society and government, to make a better living for them.
Do societal issues influence your work?
Yes,
How?
very well. For instance, like I said, the whole Almajiri education and all that, but then not just that, politically, economically, we're passing through hard times, and a lot of people are passing through a lot. I recently did a painting about the Borno flood victims because it did a lot of damage. And at that time, I've been making research about Kanem Borno, their traditional architecture. It was at that time it happened, so all my emotions went into it. Like, these are years of history. These are things we value gone under the flood. So it helps me communicate that, and just, the society influences that. I get to lend my voice. I tend to talk about a problem and also talk about the solution. Not just talking about the problem, but also provide the solution in the society.
I think I could tell from some of your works. I've seen the Ajami piece, and it's really, you know, it has about 2 or 3 ladies carrying.
Yes, the writing on it is a poem by Moody Speaking.
Okay.
Yes, so it was talking about entrepreneurship and getting a source of living for us. He was talking directly to the women here. So that's why I represented the Fulani women selling the Oriental. Like, that is usually the beginning. I'm sure most of our grandparents went through that before getting to. Yes, so that's why I use it as a representation.
Interesting. So, as president of Female Artists Association of Nigeria, you know, you are the forefront of things, and you must have gone through a lot to get to where you are today. Can you share with us some of the misconceptions, you know, people have about female artists?
So some of the misconceptions people have about female artists is that we are lazy, we don't really pursue the arts career for its sake. It's just maybe a hobby or a part-time work for us, but that's not it. There are so many professional artists out there. We can even use Mominike as an example that started since she was 6 years old, even before art was even recognized. And when she started from scribbling on the sand, we have so many prominent female Nigerian artists that have gone beyond borders across the globe representing us. So I think the problem we have is in Nigeria, we don't just give enough value to our women. We don't support our women because we think lowly of them sometimes and just don't give them that audience. In abroad, women that are practicing, they are all excelled in painting, but us, we tend to give little value to these women. We disrespect them. Part of the problem I faced was people belittling me. They look down on me. In university, I've had several times, I had a fight with people because they were thinking my career is just drawing and painting. Like, how can you say that? I studied for 4 years in the university. You study for 4 years and you're telling me mine is just drawing and painting. I've gone to several different libraries to research for my project. I've read so many books because I'm majored in art history. So it's not just drawing and painting. It comes from our heart, and so it takes your all. Artists that paint, they don't realize how much it takes your everything. It's not just drawing and painting. You have to give it your all. And then, as I said earlier, a woman being a mother, a daughter, a sister, a wife, it's not easy for her pouring that part of her on the camera. It takes a lot of her. Apart from that, there are misconceptions about women using some tricky ways to get to sell their art. Unfortunately, they can't do it alone. It has to do with men that are misleading them. So you can't just say the woman alone. It has to be with people in the society that haven't given them so much value and lead them to doing that.
So how does your office hope to, change these narratives? How do you intend to break the stereotypes?
I think we're already doing that.
Okay.
We've created we've done several exhibitions, not just exhibitions, but we've had visits to IDP camps. We've had art therapy sessions at children homes. We've had therapy sessions with children from that are victims of human trafficking. Apart from that, we've done sessions for families that are victims of chronic anxiety and depression. So that area is not even part of the aesthetics. Not just that the women in our family, in our association, the female artists, we've created so many opportunities for them. They've met, as of now, some of our members have met the First Lady to the Republic of Nigeria. They've met the First Lady to the Republic of Turkey. And we just didn't meet her like that. We got a lot of publicity. We sold a lot of works, We got generous donations for the association. And that gives us room to bring in more members. And at this point, I even want to create a junior association for children as young as the primary school level. I didn't have that opportunity when I was younger. I didn't have anyone to look out for. So I want to bring them in from their young. I want them to have a shoulder to lean on from that very stage. They can have exhibitions with us. They can travel with us. They can get to have mentoring sessions with us. Different artists with different styles. You get to have that mentoring session. So when you are growing, you're not just alone in the art world. We'll be there to put you through.
We'll be going on a short break, and while we're at it, I want you to see an exhibition I attended over the weekend, an exhibition that had a lot of little kids, exhibit their works. I want you to enjoy the sight and sounds. We'll be right back shortly. What inspired Art in Spirit group exhibition?
Now, Art in Spirit is the spirit that inspires you. Okay. And what inspires me is children and the liveliness they are having in this young age. I cannot go back, but I enjoy each and every movement they live. Okay. Anything they are doing is so much pure and from their heart. They are not materialistic. They find joy in simple things. You give them small glitters, and what I'm having in my mud kitchen is all you can say pieces of scrap, but it's only the scrap is a colorful scrap. Now they are adding a touch of gari and you hear them. So that is what inspired me, their pure spirit and children. I'm the main exhibitor there. So my theme is Wings of Freedom. Most of all of the paintings are inspired by the children and the way they play on the swings. They are having different names for the different swinging they are doing, and which give them freedom, and which swings are like life. They are sometimes up, they are sometimes down, but for the children, they are just wings which make them fly high.
I really like abstract art and I'm really into it. So I was making a painting and I was doing my abstract art like usual. And I was with my mom. She said, why not do the names of Allah on one of them to like experiment on it. So I went, I did it with the calligraphy. I was learning calligraphy. Then I now tried to do it on my first piece, which is that one.
What was the title of your first piece?
Allah.
Allah.
Yeah. So I did it on my first piece and I really liked the way it came out. So I started to do more of it with different designs and different colors. What two or more colors complement to each other and will look good with either silver or golden, that will be the bold outline of the names of Allah.
Sometimes I get ideas from maybe things I see and then I add more things, or I get ideas from my teacher, Ms. Kokapfari. So this is a little drawing of my own grandma. Yes, I use Ankara, pieces of it, to put around her attire, like Iran Buba, and then also different fabrics, and then also the gele.
Most of them it's behind purpose and chasing dreams. And for this collection, name of this collection is Tulips in Texture. This collection I used recycled things. I used styrofoam, I used clay, cardboard, plastic bags. So yes. Behind this, the collection is about tulips and nature, and like recycling and purpose and following your dreams and trying to catch up to your goals. I started painting this year actually. In July, I think I came to Konglam's House of Art in July, and I started painting and I indulged in the exhibition. So I had to make a collection, and that's why I'm here.
You're welcome back, and I hope you had a good time watching that exhibition. I really had fun, being there, seeing kids make so much, amazing and meaningful painting, especially the likes of Eniola and Idris, who made very impactful paintings. And if you're just joining, this is Maryam Maigida, and we're talking about, insights and our office. Maryam, before we went, we were talking about, your insight about female artists and the challenges they go through, misconceptions about them. I want to talk about, your works now this time around. Art is said to have meaningful impacts. Can you tell us some pieces you've made that have had impactful meanings to you or your audience?
Okay. So, some of my most recent paintings I noticed sparked a lot of conversation, and it sparked like interest of people. Was the most recent one which I exhibited with Gatefield Foundation.
Okay.
It's a painting about the Almajiri child and the learning system in Nigeria. The painting was to advance their learning system and also create a different society for them, take them out of the street. Because there's nothing I want in this country more to see that there's no single Almajiri child in the street. And why? It's because they are educated. What they need is just education. Not just them, even their parents, if they are educated, they wouldn't send their kids out there. So the painting is about, it's depicting an Almajiri child seated, but it's just like a torso, just the body, without the figures. The hand isn't showing, the head isn't showing. So the representation of the head is an opened book, and then there's a clock behind it, and also There is a bowl, and then books below his feet, and then there's
Okay.
Ajami writing. The Ajami writing is by Nana Asma Odonfodio, which she wrote about education. She was really specific about education. She said it's going to save us from everything that will make us be degraded in the society. And we all know if a child, or rather if a child is educated, yeah, it educates the whole society, because it's a seed that grows over time.
Yeah.
It's an investment, never-ending investment. That's how education is. There is a painting I donated to Yemisi Shillong Museum, which exhibited in March, the Pan-Atlantic University.
Yeah, the one curated by Aisha?
Yes, exactly, curated by Aisha Bima. The exhibition titled Arewa is in the permanent collection of the museum, and that's what I actually want. I want them to see that we are trying to make a reformation in the system. We are trying to show them that we have skills, we have ways of advancing our society if we start by what we are doing, not just going externally using it and all that. So the painting is depicting two women sewing a cap, which symbolizes the entrepreneurship. And it's also a poem by Moody Speaking that speaks about entrepreneurship written on the painting. I've done a lot of paintings about mental health, because it's a case that is really shunned in our society. It's a taboo to talk about mental health, but there are people passing through a lot. Not just the young minds, even the older ones. For instance, now, an allergy in the society, he takes care of his children. He pays school fees for almost 15 children. He feeds his family. How do you expect that man to be sane? Can't he have one day of being moody and sad? Can't he have anxiety or depression? We really shun it, not just in women, but women most especially. They pass through childbirth and all that, and we expect them to pass through their lives normally. They have episodes which we have to be there for them, and we have to talk about it. Mental health is real. It's a sickness.
It is.
Yeah. So that painting was also, I was happy I did it. It helped me and people passing through that kind of situation.
There's a painting of yours that I love. I will never forget. It's the painting of a child, a little girl who's crying.
Oh my. That's one of my
archived
pieces. I'm never going to sell it. I painted it during a time where I was really sad about infant rape. There's a high level of infant rape, especially in the north. I make emphasis in the north because I really want the north to advance. So it's a situation whereby they bring cases of infant rape. They will bring about 20 cases of infant rape in not less than a month. Infant rape, I mean babies that are not up to 3 months. It's become so rampant. And what do the victims face? The criminals, nothing. Why will you rape a baby? A baby, for goodness sake. So that really got to me so much. That painting really took a huge chunk of me. And as I said, it's in my archive. I'll cherish it forever. And I'll always want a reformation in our system.
Hopefully, that's the purpose of art itself.
Yeah.
Can you run us through your creative process? Before you paint, are there rituals you take? Do you sit down and,
First of all, I think, what do I want to paint?
Okay, run us through.
I want to paint about northern Nigeria.
Okay.
Then I go to research. I research symbolisms. I research monumental buildings. I research about tribe. I research about education, culture, significance. Then I try to infuse everything on a painting. Then the sketch begins. For instance, if I'm making a painting about Dover, I make research about every significant thing that happen in the Dover. From the number of people, the caravan that follow the emir, to the significance of the umbrella holder, to the significance of the person holding the kettle, and the badge, the different uniforms, the different attires they wear, their cost, where they get it from, their embroideries, the different colors, the different clans, the different family that are escorting the emir. I make research on all that, depending on the state. Kaduna, Katsina, Sokoto. I do serious research so that I give so much meaning on that painting. It makes me give the painting a lot of meaning. Yes.
So, and how long does it take you to make these pieces? Your, pieces are quite intricate and,
So I happen to be a fast
Okay.
artist. I'm proud of that. I paint really fast. The research process is usually longer for me. But the longest I've taken to do a painting is about 3 months, which is the Ajami writing, because it's a really gentle process. I need to get those Arabic writings correctly. But others, my impasto techniques are really fast. I do not smize colors. I do not respect colors. I use them as much as not disrespect, no, in a good way.
That's why the other time I used the word lavish.
Yeah,
lavish
paints on my canvas. I give it my all, honestly. When I'm working, materials are not a problem. I can go to the end of the world to use the best supplies to make my painting and make it come out well.
And you don't mice them.
I do not mice painting. When I used to take art classes, the first thing I tell them is that I have 2 rules. Number 1, dip your brush in water, clean it before taking another paint. Number 2, do not mice your paints. I can send a rider to get new paint, but if it finishes here, you have to do that painting properly. Yeah.
Thank you, Maryam, for sharing your insights. It's good for people to know that you're not just an artist who sits down and just draws and paints alone. Art is actually a career.
Yes.
It's a career path anybody could take and could
Anybody.
excel in it. It's a business as well.
Yes.
And as someone who has known you for a long time, I've seen your trajectory, and I can attest.
Thank you.
I can attest to your growth and everything. Thank you so much, and this is just the beginning.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. And this is what we're gonna call it today on Creative Lounge. I remain Ahmed Mohammed Bello. Join us same time, same station next week. Bye for now.